Okay, yo, what?
Don't ruin the house.
So we're out here with Planet. This is Ruzgar. We've got
Hello, Fina Hansen.
Kern.
yes, greetings. Yes. So yeah, what we're looking at right now is a interface for oneself. So we're talking self-actualization. And these are different dependencies. Different people can have different ones. They're my needs, they're my goals, they're what I want or need in order to self-actualize. My values, again, these can be anything, that's desired. Desires, then you got, and these proportions are recursive, right? So here we see activist, whale watch, Greenpeace. And the question is, how do Greenpeace, activists, and whale watch contribute to my own self-actualization, contribute towards my needs? So if I go here, common satisfaction of needs, education, I see whale watch programs and Greenpeace, and I can change the proportions of my perceived contribution of them towards a particular branch of my self-actualization, which consequently is also the branches of production. We're looking at the top level, the whole of self-production. Then we get to the branches of production.
So you could say that there are different activities that you were doing in the afternoons after school or after uni or whatever, or maybe for your towards your study. It's kind of almost think of it as almost like managing a tax system, but all the time and based on your needs,
So your recognition of the contributions towards your self-actualization, you're going to see that these proportions are recursive. So this has a certain proportion of a proportion of a proportion. You multiply the proportions until you get to the commons, which gives this particular area's Greenpeace workshops share of the total general recognition. You can find all of the other instances where Greenpeace contributes to particular goals and add up those proportions. Multiply those proportions.
This must get so fucking complex for a state, how complex is it? The highest, so fucking granular. Everybody's things.
Everyone's got a 0,
the fucking
0,
it was
0.1.
potholes. It was the road markers. All these individual items, all
crazy. And so you've got your instances that show up across the various branches of production, and then you've got types. And so these types, it's Greenpeace is the type or the contributor, and it has many instances of contribution.
Mm-hmm.
And so then what we want to find out is, okay, well, hey, Greenpeace, hey, this other contributor, thank you for contributing, right? Consequently, out of gratitude, right? First of all, this is already a gratitude practice from the get-go, right? We're expressing gratitude, recognizing contributions from people towards fulfilling our needs.
Yeah.
And in that act of gratitude, hey, maybe I feel like giving back, right? Just out of a feeling of gratitude, right? And not out of a feeling of debt, right? And so I start making contributions towards fulfilling other people's needs, right? And when two contributors, they could also be organizations, recognize the contributions of each other towards fulfilling each other's needs, we have mutual recognition of contribution towards each other's self-actualization. And so the question is, what proportion of that recognition is reciprocated, right? So maybe I recognize, hey, in general, across all the instances you appear in my production, in my self-actualization, you contribute here. I'd say you get 50% of my recognition, right? The share of the general recognition. But you only feel I've given 1% to you. So our mutual recognition is 1%. It's the minimum of the two shares.
Okay.
It's the reciprocity in the proportions.
Mm-hmm.
And this mutual recognition is the distributed social validation of our contributions, of that we produced for the other and satisfied someone else's needs,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or even organizational needs.
So I'm thinking.
One moment. Sorry, what did I say? And this validation of labor time, as well as the utility of your actions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to note that because we're doing this mutual contribution, we're not valuing apples. We're not putting values on objects.
Mm-hmm.
We are placing them on the contributions of satisfying our need for an object, but not only objects. And so we're saying not, hey, I value apples. You're saying, hey, I value apple contributions, right? So it's a verb subject from a particular
Do you
contributor.
think it's important to maintain that linguistically, like throughout?
It's subject, verb, object.
Okay, so
Right?
That's really interesting.
Yeah. So we're not putting our recognition in objects. We're putting them in subject, verb, objects, and we're doing that economically.
So it's the contribution, it's the labor time, the like effort that's gone into it.
It's the verb.
Yeah.
And the contributor is the subject, and the object is whatever, if there even is one. Right? You might be the object, right? And in the case that you're the object, then it's truly human production, right? Because now subject and object are both just directly unfolding into each other, and this both are the subject and object of each other. And that's humanity.
Yeah.
Well, there was.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. What?
I guess I was thinking about like, say I'm thinking about like a child, and okay, so someone has a child, and they're spending a lot of time and energy into this child, and maybe the child, I don't know, I guess also it kind of depends, like children can't really be
I don't know.
responsible for the self-actualization yet. But I'm thinking like in a case where one person is giving more attention, time, recognition, and they then can't give recognition.
Sorry.
I guess I'm confusing it a bit, because like recognition is not the same as like the actual labor or the.
Well,
It's just
now
a
we are saying.
Acknowledgement of it.
So it's acknowledgement of contribution. We are talking about labor here.
Yeah.
We're talking about efforts, not just labor, like
Yeah.
efforts.
Well, I'm just thinking, okay, so like say it's you have a kid and you're putting a lot of effort into this kid because it's your kid, and then it's sort of like you don't get anything back from the kid. You know what I mean? Like
And you don't have to.
you don't have to.
No, because what's beautiful about the idea of general mutual recognition, right, is we're not saying, okay, you need to contribute to me in exactly the way I need to contribute to you. We're saying that you're right now the role of, like, if the child can contribute towards my value of love, right? It can contribute to me in my value of being able to experience motherhood, right, and fatherhood, right, or care, being caring, right? It's like your realization, your contribution allows me to realize my contribution, right? And so it's a mutual relationship.
Yeah.
Even if the way of the contribution is not the same.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
mother, son, teacher, student, right? These are different roles that we're playing towards one another, but they come into a mutual relation.
Yeah.
I just want to flag that at some point I want to talk about how we can use this to organize a party.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think we should at least talk about the way that we will organize a party.
Yeah.
Rather than like not necessarily organizing the party now, but like talk about how we will. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how would we organize a party? We would have to. I mean, we started already with like finding out some goals.
Yeah, our dependencies, our desires, our needs. What do we want out of this party?
Desire is to party. Well, okay, joy.
That's part of it.
Joy, but also sharing information about Playnet, connecting people,
inspiring people, like getting
people. Yeah.
Like kind of. I think it's like, I don't know. For me, it's like creating hope in like fucking challenging times. It's like, I feel like doing this really future focused kind of imagining and working towards like alternative futures is, I think, really people. I feel like people want it. Really want it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it seems really it's necessary right now, you know.
Leisure activities. Let's go.
Yeah. Expand those leisure activities.
What about these?
Cultural facility? Like how are we talking about how we would do that, or about the party?
No. I mean, I hear you. I hear you guys on this party, right? I'm like, let's go. It's party time.
Yeah. Party.
But I feel we gotta get this thing in the hands of. Okay, we were talking about how these blocks are templates. So each of these is itself a template at a certain phase of composition, and we eventually hope to build like a library of templates where people can publish like various trees, and like you can just drag and drop a whole branch of production into your self-actualization, right? So we can like have like we're basically sharing these recipes, and we want and just like freely composing supply chains, as well as just like spiritual dependencies.
I still think we need to workshop it at a party. I still think we need to test the like smallest possible scale.
No, I feel you, but what I'm saying is we need to make a party template, right?
Yeah, but this is the point. This is what we're doing while we're organizing the party.
One that
we're experiencing organizing the party, creating the template as we organize the party with all of the things.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I saw
it's through a lived experience of organizing a party. We're like templatizing it.
Okay, so then we're not organizing a party?
Well, we're making a template.
Organizing a party, right? But the party is organizing itself.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Organizing a party, a self-organizing party.
We're just creating a template for a party that is a party. Itself.
Okay, so self-organizing.
Wait, are we doing this at the party, or are we doing it before the party to make the party happen? And then at the party we do it.
No, so we're doing it to make the party happen.
Yeah, okay, so
I think we're already doing it.
Well,
Crazy. I love that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was talking to someone yesterday. I met someone who wants to figure out how we can do some kind of like a carnival situation, right? So not just party, not just festival. Although I agree, like there's an order to things.
Yeah.
The self-organizing party will eventually become a carnival, right?
Exactly.
Like that.
All year round.
Life will just be a carnival, you know?